Welcome to Cobra Kai. This isn't your local dojo. This isn't your mama's house. There is no crying, no quitting, and no being a... You will strike first, you will strike hard, and you will show absolutely no mercy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of No Mercy. That's right. Hi, LRM's No Mercy, where myself, Kyle Malone, my guest host, Christine Malone, and do you want me to say Emmanuel Gomez or do you want me to just say Manny?
Officially on LRM, I'm listed as
Just
Emmanuel
Manny.
quotations, right. Manny.
Manny Gomez. Oh, you want a full title? I got Manny
No,
on here.
fine.
That's how we're going to roll with it, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know why? Because I struck first, and I said that's going to be it. You're Manny. Deal with it. No. What was that?
Manny the Moody Mammoth. It's fine.
Oh, wow. There you go. Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. We're going to be talking about Cobra Kai. Obviously, there's branding, there's naming. You clicked on links. You got here somehow, some way, and you know what we're here to talk about. And we're going to be here to talk about it for a while. Like I said, Christine's here, Manny's here. Christine joins me on LR mornings every now and then. Used to help me out with LRM Ranks It, as well as being unfortunate for her, very fortunate for me. We're married. And Manny, of course, does a lot of things for the website, does interviews, does writing, does editing, he's Manny. Manny's. Keep doing it. And I'm pretty excited because I love Cobra Kai, and season 3 is hitting January 8th, if I'm correct.
You are.
And there might be a little lateness on this one, but hopefully we can get it planned out. We're going to get you guys a season 1 recap. That's today, a season 2 recap, and then a season 3 preview. And then we're going to break season 3 down into some chunks and talk all about it in depth. And we'll let you guys know how and when those chunks come out, but they'll all be available on the podcast network and the YouTube channel. So who's ready to talk about some Cobra Kai?
I am very excited.
I mean, I should be if I'm on here, right?
Right. Exactly. Well, the first, like the absolute best place to start off with Cobra Kai is actually ask, what was like, what did you think of? Was Karate Kid even a part of your childhood? Manny, did you watch it growing up? Was it there?
It wasn't. So what's funny is it wasn't that necessarily big of a film. I grew up with a lot more like comedy style films and more actually horror films. I don't know why that's what my dad raised me on, and indie films. But yes, I have seen them before, and multiple times, because they are classics.
Absolutely. Christine, I know you've seen them, but you weren't raised on them, were you?
Yeah. No, we didn't. To your standards, I didn't watch a lot of cool things growing up. Mm-hmm. So I got to see some stuff as an adult and enjoy it. But yeah, so like my experience is watching it with you.
Yeah, there you go. I'm a little bit like Manny, seen the first 2 many times, seen the number 3 like maybe 3 times completely, if you counted like partial, like catching something on TV or something like that. Saw the remake once, didn't care. It just didn't, it was what it was. Good for them, but didn't catch my attention and didn't catch enough people's attention because no sequel. But that original and that sequel, the song, what's the song? Newfound Glory covered it. It's from the Karate Kid Part 2.
Eye of the Tiger?
No. The Famous Love ballad type song. It's on Newfound Glory's cover album. It's from Karate Kid Part 2. power or not, Glory of Love. There it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
the glory of Love. I mean,
there, but yeah,
it's Manny said the perfect word. They're classics. So now let's go in reverse order. I was super excited when they announced Cobra Kai. I thought the idea of things coming from Johnny's perspective, not even knowing where his story was going to go, just like we're going to follow Johnny. That's all awesome. Oh no, wait, we're going to do more than that. We find out as the season goes on, but from the time it was announced to the time it came out, I was super stoked. Christine, when it was announced, what'd you think?
I was like, this is an awesome idea, like where you can continue on. You don't have to do like a reboot or anything. It's just a continuing on of the story. And it's like, yeah, it'd be great to find out what's going on in their lives and see, where they are today. And yeah, I was excited.
Manny?
So full transparency here.
Yeah.
I didn't watch season 1 when it first came out. I actually watched season 1 and 2 ahead of interviewing the cast for San Diego last year. Reason being, YouTube was not that high on my list as far as something I needed or wanted to subscribe to. And if there was only going to be one show on there, I really wasn't going to pay that much attention to it because I have too many other streaming services that I have to pay for.
Yeah.
Yep. That was the unfortunate part about it. But when I did finally sink my teeth into it after just the first episode, it was I finished it immediately.
It's an easy watch. They're 30 minute episodes, and you hit on something that leads directly into us getting into what happened, how we get to season 3, which the whole reason we started No Mercy here is that whole YouTube to Netflix thing. What the fuck happened there? YouTube had gold. They knew they had gold. We all knew they had gold. Those of us that were like, yeah, okay, well, why not? I was active duty, getting recruiter pay. There's benefits. There I can do another service for a show, cancel it, and then get it again later, and that I just ended up keeping it for 2 years. But it must have upset Google and YouTube so much to see it go to Netflix and just watch it skyrocket through the roof, all over again. And like be even beyond what it did with the original group of fans on YouTube. Kind of from an outsider point of view, Manny, since you didn't get to watch it on YouTube, what do you think about that transition? And what do you think YouTube or Google is thinking at the moment now that there's 4 seasons?
Well, I did get to see it on Google. It was still, on YouTube. It was still on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
When I watched it.
Yeah, okay.
But I will say that despite the fact that they had this show, I know that they weren't necessarily able to lock in other serialized series, and it was becoming very difficult for them, which is why they decided to move away from it. And at that point, what shows like to do, and actually CBS is, I've heard rumors that they might be doing this with Star Trek, is they need viewership for future seasons. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't matter where. And fortunately, Netflix is the platform that everybody is willing to pay for. And rates are going up, by the way.
And I click OK on every device in the house that it comes on. I'm like, yes, I'm aware. I'm keeping you. I watch you like 1, maybe 1/6 of the time, but yeah, I'm keeping you.
It is a problem that a lot of series face in this day and age, is the fact that everyone has something that's now supposedly quote unquote exclusive.
Yeah.
And we see it seasons later, it ends up on YouTube. On YouTube
or Netflix.
It ends up on Netflix, and it skyrockets in popularity. because of the fact that it's just a platform that everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you just got to bite the bullet and move your previous seasons there for better success.
Yeah, and hopefully you can get good merchandising deals or whatever you use your business sense, use your leverage. Netflix wants to remain the content king. HBO Max and Peacock took a good bite out of Netflix, but they're still there. They're fighting. So, and this is definitely been a big help for them. I got one question because Christine brought this up. Are you a How I Met Your Mother fan at all, Manny?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Do you think that the William Zabka stuff there season 8 season 9 with Barney, the where he thinks he's the hero and Matt Macchio's the villain and all that, do you think maybe that that increased interest and see that's the loser from Karate, do you think maybe that had anything to do with this? Because this seemed to be starting to at least formulate when you start looking online rumors and stuff. This starts formulating around the time How I Met Your Mother was ending in 2015-ish.
I don't connect both of them. I do know the reference and I love it. It's something that we bring up all the time. And in when we met, it's something that we brought up in our roundtable discussion was that, that funny gag that they did for him.
Oh, nice.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great running gag. And then the bachelor party though is just a brilliant episode. And I love Zabka in it. So, but let's actually talk about one of the main themes in Cobra Kai. You start out watching the show thinking it's going to be one thing, and it turns out to actually be really a bit about complicated relationships, really going back to the core of the original Karate Kid. Complicated relationships. Christine, you said it earlier. You look at Danny's not really the greatest guy in the world in Karate Kid.
No, he's not.
Part 1.
Yeah, it's something that happens in Karate Kid and in the new show, to where it's like there isn't just that black and white. There's heated emotion, and humans are going to be humans, and they're going to slip up. They're going to lash out at each other if they're enemies, and that's just something that happens in it, and it works really well. And it just started in the movie, and then you see it in the show, and it's like it's cool to see.
Yeah, I agree. The complicated relationships, Manny, I love watching them grow, fall apart. I love the drama of like, why can't you just tell them this or that? Like, does that not get part of your motor running in this series, the relationships, or is it all action for you?
No, it's past relationships, current and future ones. I thought that they did such a fantastic job at weaving in those old characters with new ones, and at the same time being nostalgic, but giving us something new, making something different out of it, because the series takes place about 30 years after the events of the Karate Kid.
Yeah. Oh, almost day and date.
I really appreciated that. And then the fight sequences are fun too. I know that. Are we gonna? I don't know if we can talk already about moments, but I know that one of my favorite moments was when Ralph Macchio's character goes over to the other dealership.
Oh yeah.
Kicks the crap
out
of
boba tea.
The boba. Yeah. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
I want to kick boba tea like that too. but I want to more than that. And this is getting off topic, but I just gotta say this. More than that, I want to kick. And sorry if you like it, but I want to kick iced coffee out of people's hands. Every time I see somebody getting like black coffee iced, I'm not talking about like iced mocha drinks or anything like that. I'm talking like black coffee iced. Whenever I see that, I'm reminded of Clerks when Randall and Dante are complaining about each other's customers, and one of Dante's customers says, "What do you mean you have no ice?" And he's got a cup of coffee, and he says, "You mean I got to drink this stuff hot?" And it was such a funny joke back then, because nobody in their right mind in 1990, what was that, 3, would have thought of icing their coffee that much. So, but anyways, you're right. 34 years after losing to Daniel LaRusso in the 1984 All Valley Under 18 Karate Championships, this show opens up to Johnny Lawrence being again, or not, excuse me, not again, being on the flip side of things. He's not doing so well financially, kind of got a crappy job. Although engineers lead the way, as seance, handymen are a lot like vertical engineers. Anyways, while Daniel LaRusso's on the upside, he owns,
living
I think,
high life.
Yeah, 4 dealerships, trying to open a 5th or something like that. He's doing real well. Has a good family. Johnny has a crappy family. They reverse those two guys' roles.
I was gonna say, like, from what it looks like on the outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know about Johnny's dad in this series, but or not dad, stepdad, whatever. But it opens up that way. I thought it was a brilliant setup. We get to meet this kid Miguel. The first episode is really just nostalgia. Johnny's life sucks. Danny's life rules. Here's this kid we want you to follow for the rest of the season. Manny, I was pretty cool with the way it all opened. You have anything about episode 1 you want to talk about? How specifically?
No, I really enjoyed episode 1. It really set things up and kind of got the ball rolling. I mean, there's not much to it as far as, I guess, well, like any series, it's just fate, that they ran into his car.
Yep.
And them being neighbors with I'm so bad. It was Miguel.
Yep.
So it just, that's how you get it going.
Fate,
and
how things end up, and how really those complicated relationships can start and end up. But by the end of it, Johnny's starting Cobra Kai up again, and Danny's finding out and very, very upset about it, because he neither one of them can let the past go, and that's one of those themes throughout this show is their past and this proxy war with these kids, even though neither one of them starts out for it to be a proxy war. Really, I mean, I believe Johnny was 100% well-intentioned. Christine, do you think so?
Yeah, and it's just, you have these two adults, they used to be bitter rivals. They don't understand each other. It's like they can't seem to communicate their side of things. They just get mad, and so it's like they handle things sort of the way adults do. I mean, painting a phallic symbol on his face, it's not cool. But it's like, and then you see the way the kids handle it, and it's very different. And looking back how I was as a kid, how I handled things and how I saw my peers handle things is very different. And it keeps growing and growing, and it's getting out of hand, and there's nothing that these two adults can do to stop it. It's getting intense.
Yeah. Episode 2 really digs into those complicated relationship root, or gets those roots going in deep. We meet some of the other kids that are going to be joining Cobra Kai, like Eli, later on known as Hawk. We meet Dimitri, who hangs out with Eli and Miguel. They're at their school, kind of at the nerd table or outcast table. It's Miguel that gets them interested in Cobra Kai. It's another character setup episode, but this one has a really, really important twist. It introduces the fact that Johnny Lawrence has a kid, and that kid's a conniving little asshole, Manny. And on top of that, he's a thieving, conniving little asshole. I mean, am I right?
We're not wrong, but they also paint us the picture of why he's that way.
Yes.
You can tell in some of his interactions that that's not who he is.
No.
In his core. But the fact of the matter is he's got a really bum hand, and where his dad is away, and his mom is something else.
Yeah. You want to talk about away? She's on fucking Mars.
Yeah. So I mean, you kind of feel for him as far as he's more of a not that you're trying to make excuses for him, but you understand why he does the things he does.
Yeah, because certain crimes, they can pay bills, they can get you food, and and it's like when you have a mom that's not going grocery shopping on a regular basis, providing for her kid, is out a lot, isn't just is not physically and emotionally there for him, and it's like he's having to find ways to do things himself. And I mean, working at a minimum wage job doesn't make as much as crime does, so I'm sure that's something else that he probably went for. So yeah.
I mean, context is great, because as humans, we all love to understand why something that bad happened. The why matters to us as humans. So giving us that context can really help other parties process things, but it doesn't absolve wrongdoing. So but we do meet Robbie Keane pretty early, and then I think it's like those middle episodes are like 3, 4, 5, maybe even 3, 4, 5, 6, where those almost start feeling like the training montages. We start seeing Miyagi-Do open, and some more rivalry back and forth between Danny and Johnny. There's some more vehicles involved. We see a devious plan hatched by Robbie that quickly churns. We see Miguel slowly seduced to the dark side of the power that he's got, that he's gaining. And you've got in the middle of, or I should say in the middle of it is Robbie, who that predicament he put himself in is working at the LaRusso car dealership, and later on even living with the LaRussos. I think those middle episodes are, like I said, like 3 through 6 are really great. The Daniel's daughter Sam gets her first taste of bad boys. Manny, you've got kids? No? Yes?
Yeah, I have a daughter. 9.
You got a daughter? How old is she?
She's 9.
Okay. So she hasn't met any bad people yet, right? Hasn't had her heart broken yet, right?
No, we're not excited.
Right. But Sam does. Daniel's daughter does have her high school heart broken when she learns this guy she likes, Kyler's a jerk. Karate's all involved. I love it. Manny, you got anything specific to say about any of the middle of season 1 here?
Well, something that you kind of also that happened in the middle episodes was the reemergence of Cobra Kai, and you see immediately how that affects Daniel when he sees that.
Well, I thought I said it. If I didn't, good job catching it. But I thought.
But point being, and you see what that does to him
Yeah.
as a character, as you mentioned earlier. He's not the good guy here as far as his actions. He's trying to prevent him from doing certain things. I mean, hell, he's the reason why the rent goes up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And what I like about the way they did this season is that they make his wife kind of that moral compass to try and keep him balanced.
Yeah.
So he may think that he's defending his honor, but in fact he's actually being the bad guy. He's in the wrong. But it's this miscommunication between the two, and they have it's part of the childhood trauma, and it's also part of their ego. And it all comes together, and it causes them to have unnecessary friction because they keep going back and forth.
Yep.
So
both of them, Johnny and Danny, deal in Karate Kid and through Cobra Kai. We learn deal with childhood trauma with a T. That really didn't necessarily fit where they came from. You know what I'm saying? And I love how, again, complicated relationships and juxtaposition is just so well written into this, and that miscommunication. I've got a wife right here who, like you said, moral compass. Without her, I'd probably be Johnny Lawrence. I'd probably be a handyman. Why? Because I could easily pass the test, and the money's decent, and you can do it while drinking whiskey. So, which Johnny Lawrence does. Christine, what do you think about God? What is her name? I'm looking for it up here right now. His wife.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
It's like I already know. Amanda, thank you very much. Amanda LaRusso. As a wife, looking at what Daniel's going through. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to do that where it's like, let's just try to find a solution. And I love like the scene where Johnny shows up, and it's like, yeah, they're like, y'all really want to fight and fall in the pool, or do y'all want breakfast? And let's talk about this. So it's like, she's such an amazing character. And like you were saying, Manny, about her grounding him.
Trying to.
Yeah. And it helps a little. I know sometimes it can be hard to be like, but I still want to be that petty jerk a little bit. And it's just like, no, time to calm down. But yeah, just they keep getting at each other, and they keep trying to be like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. And so it's fun watching them and also how similar they are. I find that really fun too, seeing Danny and Johnny being so similar. So I don't know if it'll happen, but I think it'd be fun if they actually became friends.
I think season 3's trailer pretty much confirmed they're at least tolerating each other's 80s-ness. At the very minimum, that's what the trailer shows. I love the Tango and Cash reference in that. I'm sure Manny probably loves that one as well. My wife's never seen Tango and Cash. I can guarantee it. Have you? No, exactly. I'll take the $20. This show goes through these relationships where we look at Sam, where we really think a lot of the things are going to focus on Miguel. I think Sam really, and more so in season 2, definitely, but Sam gets a really amazing character arc. They spend a lot of really good time setting up her friendships and her like social status, while at the same time, and Manny, I've only got a son, so you can relate with Danny and Sam, and as your relationship grows with your daughter, and I'm sure you can only imagine what it's going to be like in teenage years, like Daniel's dealing with her. I really do. I think Sam is really a star in this show.
Well, yes, she definitely is. The thing I will quickly mention is no, I cannot imagine it because I don't want to. So let me finish enjoying the rest of my daughter's innocent childhood.
There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta deal with all of that.
Yeah, but struggles of click jumping and boys, and yeah, so it's
quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit to. But what I will say is that you can tell that Danny and Sam have a really good relationship, just because there's one scene in particular where they're very, very it's a very apparent. He sits down on the bed and they're talking, and then it's like, well, there is a boy, and then she starts telling him about I forget
Miguel.
his name, the guy
Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas.
Kyler.
Sorry.
My son.
Yeah.
and so instead of really getting upset, his response is, well, let's have him over for dinner. So at least you can tell that there's this trust between them, and there's this line of communication where she feels that she can tell him these things, and he feels that she's smart enough to at least make a decent decision,
right,
to a preliminary. So now let's take a look at him, and no overreaction. So that's what tells me that they have a really good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially like the way that they talk, like when Danny does something wrong, he apologizes for it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's built a really good relationship with his daughter.
But I'll point out, we see that growing and deteriorating and regrowing again, and this touches a little into season 2, and that's what I'm talking about, that complicated relationship surrounding Sam, and not even really, I guess both boys are not, anyway, I don't want to get into other seasons too much. It's great. I really love her stuff. I love when she gets into karate with her dad in this. I love how Robbie, he learns the LaRusso isn't a bad guy, and that the stories he heard growing up are bullshit, or at least half bullshit, because not everyone's 100% what is it? The
100% a dick.
Yeah, 100% a dick. There you go. Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome.
I love how her, Robbie and Miguel, and the excuse me, lack of communication that Manny brought up, because God, how many times could a single sentence like save so much hassle?
I know, they need therapy is what they need.
Oh, but let's talk about the fight scenes in these, Manny. Look, when Christine mentioned, it looked like maybe Netflix may have shined up season 1 and 2. I don't know if they did or not. I did notice that I didn't care about some of the sloppier martial arts, because some of the most important ones I think are done so well. And those are the ones that are done sloppy on purpose. like by Johnny in episode 1, where he's like hurting as he's kicking and punching, trying to defend Miguel.
Yeah, because he's not used to it.
Yeah. What about the fight scenes and the younger, because they, I mean, there are some older stunt doubles filling in, but they did find some pretty young people in their lower 20s to be some stunt doubles and do real karate for these kids. I think overall it was pretty good for what YouTube had. Manny, what do you say? Hey,
I thought they did a really good job. I mean, I'm not saying it was easy, because it definitely wasn't. This is, something that they mentioned to me when I got to talk to them. But they didn't try too hard, and they didn't have to, because in reality is that
they're learning.
And these are old guys who necessarily haven't have to do martial arts for a while. And but I mean, I understand that the tournament near the end and at the end is probably has the most intense fight scenes. But for me, my favorite part is, and it's nostalgic also, is Robbie getting upset with Daniel, and then he reveals the wax on, wax off thing, and the hand movements and things like that. That always gets me excited. It's just it's fun.
I like that, but there's a part before that I like, and that's after LaRusso's cousins fuck with Robbie, have him turn on a car in the showroom, with guests there in the middle of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I've worked at dealerships. You don't do that. But Danny quickly, gets his cool about him. Amanda gets him. It's Amanda, really, that's like, dude, that's your best fucking lot attendant, and you have no idea. Go save him, basically, in a look.
Yeah.
And Danny does, and we see him teaching Robbie specific moves, and like you said, the wax on and wax off. My favorite part is, like you said, when Robbie gets angry, but it's what Danny says when he's like, I love this part.
Yeah, I know. That's a good. I love that.
Yeah. Good, when he's like, I get to show him that everything he's done up to now matters, and then it gets to something. Yeah, and then it gets to what you said, and he starts doing those moves, and the actor I don't have them up. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to bring them up right now. But Robbie did a great job. Sam coming in, them training together, getting towards the tournament. Let's see, is there anything I really want to? Let's see. We have Hawk. We know Cobra Kai does a lot of good. That's the other thing in the middle that we missed, and you brought it up, Manny. The Rise of Cobra Kai. Talk about the good you see happen for these kids, and I'll try to juxtapose with a little bit of the bad that happens in there too.
So it has to do with kind of that old school mentality, that old school ideology of teaching, where if you grow up a certain way, if you're kind of roughed up, then in later on in your older years, you're going to be able to take a lot more. You're going to be able to be mentally stronger. So
resilient to a point.
Right. So I think that's part of Cobra Kai's what a message,
resiliency.
Yeah, because he does say something really important, and then he has everybody get in line, which is, how do you guys expect to be in a fight if you've never been punched in the face?
Yep.
And then he has them all lined up to take a shot, which in a sense is true. If you're going to do all this training, but
yes,
the first time you're going to take a shot is going to be out in the real world. That's going to hurt, and that's going to stun you.
The U.S. Army's combatives course, you will eventually very early in the program. I think there's 4 levels, and then I think there's master. Very, very early, you're all going to line up and you're all going to get punched. And it's part of the training. You're talking Army hand-to-hand combat training. You know, you need to not only know what it feels to be punched in the face, they choke us out. I mean, I've been put to sleep. and like, what the hell? Like, it's crazy fast when things are done right. It's great though. I love it. I love all of that. Anyways, keep going. He's doing Cobra Kai is doing good stuff with the kids and teaching them and stuff.
More than anything, you know, he's giving them a place where they can grow and they can build that self-confidence, because you see them all, you know, strike. And then as they're in school or doing things, they're thinking about it like strike first, or they're under their breath. They're saying that mantra that allows them to, hey, ask somebody out that maybe they didn't have a chance with before.
Yep.
You see one of them get shot down immediately, but hey, it's more than he would have done before.
Yes.
Yeah. So at least
he struck first.
Is starting to build their self-confidence. And because they now feel like they belong as part of this group, I guess you can say they feel protected, and they feel like they need to represent those core values that they're learning. So in that sense, they're doing great.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny's achieving some amazing things that honestly, I wish I could put my son in Cobra Kai sometimes. Right now, Christine, looking at all the terrible things Danny does, trying to undo Cobra Kai simply because he won't listen. Because Johnny does. Manny, Christine, Johnny tells them several times it's different. You know, at that time, Johnny legitimately believes old Kreese is dead. He wants a different Cobra Kai, and we see him bring it up when Danny's jackassery tries to make sure that Johnny can't participate in the tournament. So Christine, talk about Danny being a fucking asshole.
Oh God, I know. It's just, I don't know what to say about that. I know we talked a little bit on it, but I mean, it's just like, I know he won't back off, but it's like he needs to back off, because it's like you're starting to look like a jerk in front of your peers. It's like you've gone that far to where it's like you can't even see what you're doing. You can't see that you're doing something wrong. And it's like, you know, just, you kind of wish that his wife was sitting in that room, like, you know, like his other Mr. Miyagi, you know, her helping him out. Where it's like, dude, stop, you know, just let it go. You know, and he could have come up with something to compromise. Like, how about like a trial run to see like if this affects the students, what you teach them. Because I mean, you know, there was bad things about it, and you were taught by Cobra Kai, like talking to Johnny. So let's see how this goes. Let's give it like a little probation period and see how that goes. So that way, you know, because it's about the kids. It's not about their petty spitefulness in any of that. It's not about that. It's about what is best for kids.
Yeah. And Daniel slowly learns a little bit of that lesson, and we see Miyagi-Do grow eventually, and we'll talk more about that much later. But this tournament that's coming up is essentially the same tournament that Danny and Johnny fought at 30 years ago, and it's huge. It's important. But right before it happens, the floor from Robbie comes out. The truth of who he is, who his dad is, that he's been living at the LaRussos, that he's been training in Miyagi-Do, while Miguel is, like I said, he's gone like full dark side almost.
Yeah.
There's a party scene where he gets drunk and he's a complete ass to Sam, and they are dating, Miguel and Sam. And the only reason they're dating, again, like Manny says, is confidence. Episode 1, he's a fucking pussy, and episode 2, Miguel is a little bit less. And as that goes on, it's amazing. But that whole floor just falls out before the tournament, and it leaves you as the viewer her in just like, I don't know. I felt like not like panic. I just felt like sick to my stomach because
I had for him.
But I had no idea what I wanted to happen. I was so scared for so many things to go wrong. Christine, how did you feel coming into those last couple episodes of and the tournament?
Well, let me see here.
We should say this. Let's bring up this just in case anybody's got a point in their mind. The very second to last episode is the big ride along with Danny and Johnny.
A little bonding moment.
Yeah, their bonding moment after breakfast, like Christine said. They're bonding over Take It on the Run by REO Speedwagon. It's great. It's a great scene, and I love all the 80s stuff in this. But yeah, and then we get to the tournament. So Christine got those last 2 episodes.
Yeah, it must have been just really heartbreaking for Robbie, because he hid it for a reason. At first, he started working with Mr. LaRusso because he wanted to hurt his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just turned into this, wow, this could be a great future. I want good things for me. But he's still hiding that Johnny is his dad because he's ashamed. So he just kind of like, lets Danny believe, oh yeah, my dad's dead. I'm not gonna correct that. And so he's hiding it. And it's like, he goes to this tournament at first, just by himself. And that's just, it's got to feel like, it feels so terrible. And if it wasn't for Amanda, Danny would have just sat there and wouldn't have come and comfort him and like, yeah, you can come back under my wing, that's fine. So it's just like a lot of this, it's like, if this didn't happen, then this. And so it's like trying to, all of these little pieces, bring to this moment. And even though I guess I can say it, yeah, even though Robbie lost, I mean, he's still at a better place than where he was. So, I mean, it's still a victory. Second place isn't, anything terrible, but,
not a Miyagi-Do.
Yeah.
But,
and yeah.
Yeah. Before the fight ends and the tournament ends, of course, Christine brings up a great point. Manny is again Amanda. Uh-oh. There he is. Okay, we're good.
Your video went out.
Amanda, she sees the day of the tournament that the motor company, the auto group, LaRusso Auto Group, helps sponsor. She sees this, the owner and his daughter chilling on the couch on their phones, and she's the one that convinces them to go. And lo and behold, there's Robbie fighting. What is it? Unclaimed or
unaffiliated?
Unaffiliated. There it is. Manny, man, that tournament is just gut wrenching to see some people legitimately go off the deep end, while others they rise to the occasion.
Yeah, and something I wanted to mention is, up to that point, then what I really feel for the younger characters. I mean, Sam, Miguel, Robbie, and some of the other, and specifically because they have to deal with all of the consequences of these two bickering old men. And specifically, you see when Johnny sits Miguel down and is like, let me tell you what happened. and he tells them kind of a different version of
from a certain point of view,
right? From a different point of view, and then you have and you have some other interactions between them, and all they just want to be, they just want to be better. They want to do good, but they're being pulled back and forth because of these two adults, and then it culminates now into the tournament because thanks to Johnny now, Miguel his mind has been molded in a certain way, and then Robbie, he's resentful of the fact that he was of his, not only his dad, but now also Daniel, for kind of pushing him away despite everything that they have gone through together those past few weeks or months, however long it was. So it's a good climatic moment to get to after building up all that tension throughout the season.
Yeah, and we get some of the best fights. Like you said, they saved their budget and their film for the tournament, and we get some really awesome fights. We get some different type of mixed martial arts, some Brazilian jiu-jitsu and stuff thrown in there, and it's a lot of fun to watch, Christine. I thoroughly enjoy it, but we're all watching Cobra Kai eat through everyone else essentially, and like I said, some people take some pretty nasty bad turns during this tournament, like Hawk. What did you think about? Well, I saw it coming a million miles away. He was going to be a dick, but what did you think?
I don't know. I think that Johnny should have worked with him more. Like, maybe had more conversations and try to just be like, look, you can't. I mean, there's like something that I had said. I mean, there's a difference. And I think maybe it was in there, but in the show, but like you've got no mercy. Yeah, but there's a difference between mercy and honor.
Yeah, difference between mercy, so, no mercy, and no honor.
Yeah, so it's like, you can be badass, but you don't need to be a little shithead, because then you're gonna burn all your bridges, and that's gotta be such a lonely life. If he could have just explained more for that, then he wouldn't have been a little shit.
Yeah, Hawk definitely has the dark turn, the geek that gets power that goes to his head, while Miguel instead is almost Anakin-esque, where he's like, with this power I can do good, and it's good through force, but it's good nonetheless. And that's because of that mantra that strike first, strike hard, and no mercy. And you know what? It is great. There's a point in season 2, somebody starts talking about real life and training. Got it. In real life, no mercy, but strike first, strike hard, like all of that. I like Manny's point of view. That's positive, man. You easily spin that in karate class, in lessons, which we may have lost Manny for a while, in which case, if Manny doesn't come back, me and Christine will finish this up and we'll talk to Manny later. But we have what was I saying about the learning? Help me out here. Because now my brain is gone.
Mine is too.
Anyways, the tournaments building up. You have all of this training that was supposed to be there. Goes Manny, he's back. All right, and my brain was gone, and I have no idea what the hell I was saying. Let's go. Let's just go with the fact that Cobra Kai chews through shit. Bunch of Cobra Kai guys lose. Hawk goes dark on Robbie and really hurts him. But still in the end, Hawk loses the fight. and it's going to come down to Miguel and Robbie if Robbie's able to fight. And we get a really great scene that Manny might be able to talk to us a little about, which references the film and shows Danny learning a little bit of a lesson in the locker room.
Learning that he's not Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, that he's not Mr. Miyagi.
It's funny because I watched it again, and when he did that, I had completely forgot what happens.
Oh, I knew as soon as he started doing it. I was like, oh, sorry, I kicked my table. I was like, oh, he's good. Oh, wait, he just calls the paramedics.
Yeah, I mean, he's not Miyagi, so that's made abundantly clear right there. But through actual modern day, putting bones back where they're supposed to be, he's able to at least finish up the fight.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Someone who's had shoulder injury and surgery, I can tell you that there's no more complicated a joint in the world, but there's almost no more resilient a joint either, that can keep working while damaged.
Yeah.
and is able to slip in and out in such a way that it doesn't get damaged. That, yeah, if you put it back, you give it a minute or two, you're good to go. Get back out on the ice and play your final period of hockey. Get back out on the field, finish the inning, finish the quarter, finish the tournament, and we get it. And we get a really big epic battle between Miguel and Robbie, and we see Miguel go to the dark side and what that does to Sam. And again, she has her heart broken by this guy, and Christine, she leaves. The mom leaves, and there's Robbie's mother watching him, basically thinking that it's still just a tournament, because she doesn't. Miguel's mom is what I meant. Miguel's mom doesn't know anything really too much about Danny and Johnny, other than they know each other basically. Yeah. And so seeing that, and she doesn't know Robbie is what's his name's kid, I don't think, at this point.
No.
And she's proud of her son beating this kid's ass. She's all about it. Yeah. I like the blue team's mom, the soccer mom.
Her. It's like, just calm down and sit down. The people behind you can't see. You can be excited, but just take it down a level or two.
Exactly. That's why.
And then the kid showboating. Here, let me just do some flips and look cool. Like, no, dude, just no one wants to see that.
Just fight.
Yeah.
No, I liked the soccer mom bit. I thought that was a funny bit.
It was funny, but yeah, I guess because I've known people like that, where it's like, just please.
Mm-hmm. Stop. Yeah. When it came down to it, Manny, I'm not sure if you already knew or not, but even if you did you believe it, or did your gut feel it? Did you really think Miguel would go for the cheap shot in the end of the fight to win?
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but you're dealing with him learning a style of fighting that without context, like you both mentioned earlier, where no mercy, strike first. And you guys mentioned also how you saw the extreme side of that with Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
But Miguel seemingly having his heart broken, and here's this guy who he's blaming it on in a way.
Yeah
no, it didn't. The way the fight turned out did not surprise me. I think that it makes for a better upcoming second season, better second season, because it sets Miguel up more as a antagonist a little bit. But I don't really feel like there is really any in the series both ways, except for maybe somebody who shows up right at the end. and then also it leaves Robbie so much more room to grow.
Yeah.
And then that's something that is touched upon, that is completely covered in the second season. And then that's where you start building up that Cobra Kai,
Miyagi
Dojo rivalry.
Yep.
But you needed to set that foundation of where everything went wrong for that to take place. And they didn't just jump right into it. They took a whole season, baby steps. And then, they trusted their audience. And then, it pays off. And now with the second season, and then now with third.
Yeah, and a announced fourth season at that. So we're going to be at this for a while, because my wife and I don't plan on splitting up anytime soon. So it does, like he said, it ends in somewhat tragedy. Robbie loses, Miguel wins at the cost of part of his soul, and definitely at the cost of a chance of ever being with Sam, seeing him fight dirty after the drunken mistake where he pushes her, and all over him not having the balls to walk up during that dinner when he was going to introduce himself to the LaRussos, because he saw Robbie, which could have fucking been cousin Steve for all he fucking knew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what a, like,
no one knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're jumping to conclusions. They see what they want to see, they hear what they want to hear, and they don't ask questions. They don't, hey, I saw this guy, what's up with that?
Yep.
And I also want to know, how come you're not telling your parents about me?
Yep. It's all of those complicated relationships that are all on toothpicks till it all falls out right before that tournament. And God, is it awesome. But it pretty much ends with the setup of, hey, Cobra Kai's gonna carry on. Miyagi Do's going to step up and actually go beyond just Danny and Robbie. Sam's gonna train full time. They're gonna open up their full dojo. It really sets us up for season 2, where we get a taste of what we're going to get in season 2 at the very end of season 1, when someone who's supposed to have been dead shows back up. John Kreese, the real asshole of all assholes. John Kreese comes back. He's the original guy behind Cobra Kai, old Vietnam vet, but he becomes a lying sack of fucking shit, I'll tell you. And we'll get to that next week, because we are done here, ladies and gentlemen, at the No Mercy podcast. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Does anyone have anything last they want to say about season 1 before we let the audience sit on it for a week? Manny?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, Christy.
No, I'm good. I said all I needed to say.
Hey, if we haven't convinced you guys to at least check out this show yet, to take this preview and start watching season 2, so something's wrong with you, because you're missing out on, like, you don't even have to know Karate Kid. Do you, Manny? Do you have to know Karate Kid to enjoy this thoroughly?
You don't. It helps, and
it helps, but
maybe
you don't have to.
Maybe you can watch Cobra Kai and then watch Karate Kid, and then appreciate it even more.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So,
and they do the flashback, so they catch you up. They tell you everything you need to know.
It all works out. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We're going to talk all about season 2 next week, and God, I cannot wait for season 3. Christine is lame. She doesn't have social media, Manny. You do, and you work for the website, so you have to talk about yourself for a quick second.
That's not all bad. My girlfriend also does not have social media. So.
I was on it like all the time. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? It's just like, I'm done.
She was the smart one. She legitimately went, and put the phone down.
And she probably has more balance in her life than we do.
Yeah, we couldn't live in the circle. Well, but anyways, talk about yourself some more. Internet stuff.
Okay, well, I'm obviously Emmanuel Gomez. I'm the senior editor for Latino Review Media, and also interviewer. You can find me on Twitter at LRM_Emmanuel, and also on Instagram at riddlemetthis_510.
And there you go. Is 5'10" birthday, or is that your height?
That's actually my hometown zip code. I'm from.
God, okay. 5'10's that like iffy height that like a lot of people like to try to claim. I did have a legitimate claim to it until 17 years of 80 pounds, 60 pounds, 12 miles, 8 miles, running, walking, all that. I legitimately lost an entire half inch of my height. It's gone. So yay.
It ain't over yet. Old age will take care of the rest.
But before that, you guys can find me at that Kyle Malone on Twitter, and hosting LR Mornings every Monday through Friday. Manny, thank you for being a part of this. Christine, thank you for being a part of this. Kyle, thank you for hosting this. You're so welcome. Guys, we'll talk to you next week.